Hey guys, so I wanted to try something new on my channel and start a Q&A series called Ask Jen. So I want to do this every week, and I started pulling questions off my social media. So I'm gonna read about maybe like 3 to 5 every single week. And if you have any questions, comment them below and I'll answer them in the coming weeks. The first one comes from Karina. Do you want to get into anything else in the industry you're in, such as acting or something? Well, one, I'm a terrible actress, and I can't sing for shit. So I first tried to act when I was in high school, and whenever we had to do skits for like our morning news announcements, people hated shooting with me because I would not stop laughing and could not keep a straight face. So I don't think it's looking too bright as far as an acting career, but I would love to be in TVs or movies as myself. I first got this opportunity to play myself in BET's Nellyville, where I just had to do an interview. So it was easy to do, didn't have to act, and I'm not going to lie, I really would love to get into commercials, and I'm working on that. The next question comes from my friend Brandon Bobo. Are you hiring? So people ask me this all the time. I should be hiring. It's just right now I have so much going on and still putting everything in place. I have had interns in the past, but you know, over time I was just able to build a team around me that I really trust and that I work really well with. So as of right now, I am not hiring, but I think off the top of my head, one thing that I do need is I do need more beats for my videos. So if you are a producer and you have beats, send them over my way, info@jendeleon.com. Next question comes from B Hills. How did you know I know what God told me and not your subconscious mind telling you? How can you discern the two? This one's deep. I don't even want to say it's hard to explain. It's just, you know what your heart tells you. And you know that there were times in your life where you were like, oh, this is definitely God saying it, and God told me to do this. But you know deep down you were using that as an excuse to justify whatever decision you were making or whatever situation you were in. You can discern the two by just truly listening to your heart. Your heart doesn't lie, and especially when you're praying about it, it's just, you just know whether it's God and when it's not. And if you don't really know, then it's probably not God. So that's how I discern the two. There definitely have been times in my life where I really thought it was God, and then I found out it wasn't. So then over time I learned to, you know, really like build that relationship with him, and then build like my prayer life. And now it's just like God and I are so in tune that it's like when he tells me something, I know exactly when he's telling me something, and then I know when I have to make my move. So deep down, you know when it's God and when it's not. And I don't really have to go into detail about how to figure it out and what signs there are, because only you know how God speaks to you, so you know the answer to that. Okay, so Daniel Adams sent a lot of questions, but I'm eventually going to answer all of these, but I want to first answer, what's 2 of your all-time favorite rap groups / or artists growing up? So this is funny. I know I work in hip-hop and a lot of hip-hop, but I really, really love pop music. But if I needed to answer who were my favorite artists growing up, I would definitely say in the hip-hop world, it was like Eminem. Eminem's always been one of my favorite artists, but like honestly, like my first concert was the Backstreet Boys, and I loved NSYNC. I actually bought Darren's dance grooves. I don't know if anyone knows what that is, but Darren's dance grooves like taught you the dance moves for certain songs, and I learned the choreography for Bye 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 and Britney Spears' Oops, I Did It Again. So it's like, it's weird. I'm in hip hop, but I really love pop, and those were the artists that I enjoyed growing up. Another question he asked is, what is your favorite restaurant in Chicago? If you know me, you guys know that I have a sick obsession for Portillo's. And it's embarrassing how much I love Portillo's, because when I used to live there, I used to get it at least twice a week. And there's a Portillo's in LA, and it's not really in LA, but I drive about 50 minutes one way just to get this food. And then what's embarrassing about it is like Portillo's is known for like their hot dogs, their hamburgers, their Italian beef, all of that, but I get a chicken Caesar salad with a large fry and a small Coke. And it's weird because I won't eat any other salad, but it's their dressing. I swear it's their dressing. Anyone I bring there loves their dressing, loves the salad, and they're like, you really go this far for this, but I'm telling you, it's the dressing. Before that, I used to always get their burgers, but I love Portillo's. I love Portillo's so much that one of my goals is to open a Portillo's closer to me, like preferably in the LA area, but I will make that drive if I have to. The second part of his question was, What's your favorite one in Cali? I'm not a big fan of In-N-Out. I actually think In-N-Out is overrated, but if I have to get In-N-Out, I'll let you guys in on a little secret. I don't like their fries. Their fries are really soggy, so what you have to ask for is well done. I don't get animal style, get well done, and your fries will basically taste like McDonald's. But as far as my favorite restaurant in California, I love Cane's, but see, Cane's is a place that is also in Texas, is in Vegas, and is in Nebraska, and is now in Chicago. But the funny thing is, the only thing on their menu are their chicken fingers, and every time I tell people about it, it's the same thing. They're like, oh, you drive that far for chicken fingers? How good could they possibly be? And then when I tell them, they love it, and they understand why. And all I'm saying is, if a franchise can have all these different locations with only one thing on the menu, then the chicken fingers are probably really that damn good. So I love Cane's. It's Raising Cane's, and I would have to say, I mean, there's just a bunch of different places. There's stuff for like breakfast. I don't know. I don't even want to get into it because it'll take me forever. I'll do a whole separate video on that. But Raising Cane's, one of my favorite places, and it's so sad that I have the longest answer for the food question. This one comes from Tony Johnson. What keeps you so motivated? First, my motivation comes from my family, and you know, more specifically like my parents, because my parents have worked so hard their entire lives for my brother and I, that I just want them to retire early. That's always just been something that I've always wanted, and that's gonna happen. So one, my motivation is my parents so that they don't have to work anymore. Two, my motivation is obviously God and everything He's already done for me. All the opportunities that I've had is crazy to me. Sometimes I feel like I'm still living in a dream and don't understand how I was able to be so blessed, and it makes me so much more excited because your best days are always ahead of you. So that keeps me motivated, because it's like, well, damn. Okay, I realize I just said damn about a question when I just talked about God, but that's besides the point. But it's like, damn, if my life was that good and I was getting that much back then when I wasn't even like 1,000%, you know, the best I could be and wasn't giving it my all, how much more can I get if I actually really gave it my all? You really can do whatever it is that you want, and until you actually step out and do it, you will never understand that you really can do whatever it is that you want. So that's what keeps me motivated. So those are the last of my questions. So with that being said, I want to do these every single week. So if you guys have a question that you want to know, whether that's about my career or personal life, comment them below and I will answer them next week.